Evening. How y'all doing? It's Friday, August 8th. Right about 7 p.m. as of recording this video. I have not posted a video in a while. It's been a running theme for me here lately. I post a video or two and then I'm gone for a week or two, and I always mean to. I've tried a couple of times, but I get having issues again posting videos. Video won't post. I think my having problems with my phone too. It's not wanting to charge. It's charging, but it's charging slowly and it's getting hot when it does it. So there may come a point here soon where you just don't hear from me at all, and if that happens, that will be likely because my phone has given out. Not that I have bucked the kick it, as they say. Hopefully. Hopefully. Or maybe it will be because I've bucked the kick it. I don't know what the hell this damned cough is about. I've had it forever. I feel sick, but I'm not sick. But I don't feel sick. It's weird. It's not like a cold or, flu. But there's something. And I immediately hearken back to the previous scans that were done that showed that I had several lumps or masses in my chest. 4 that were located in my lungs, and then a handful of others in the locality that I don't know what they are. We did the biopsy on that one lymph node out of my thigh, and that proved to be benign, but it doesn't mean the others are benign. That's what the doc said. In fact, he said that with my history, he expected it to be malignant, but it was benign, and he said that I kind of confused him. But that may be that, that was one that was reacting to other stuff going on in my body, and there may be others that are not benign. I don't know, like I said, what this cough is. It has gotten progressively worse over the last couple of months. Coughing up a lot of shit. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I don't have any medical insurance right now, so I can't go do anything about it. All I have is basic Band-Aid Medicare. I could go to the ER, but that's about it. And all they're going to do is, maybe pull a couple of x-rays, and they're going to say, yeah, we see this, and this, you need more scans. And I know that. I know that, but that scan that the oncologist wanted me to do back in July, that I was supposed to go do, that some of you had very kindly helped me out with the copay. The copay was like $330 some. They canceled my insurance July 1st because Medicare, it was Medicaid they somehow managed to double my income in their system, and instead of, you know, verifying with me, checking with me, is this the case? Because if this is the case, you can't, you don't qualify. No, they just pressed X to delete me from Medicaid, which deleted me from the plan that I had. I lost my dual complete. It was a fuck up on their end, pardon my French, but that didn't matter. My only recourse was to reapply for Medicaid, and though I should get it again, I have not heard back on it. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as that goes. But the scan that I need, without any coverage, would be over $1,500. And that is not possible. That's not possible. The copay to see the oncologist would be like $300 and some dollars without any kind of coverage. So that's not going to happen. So I've got stuff going on. I don't know what's going on. I've got my fingers crossed, you know, knock on wood, that it's not as bad as it could be, but I don't know. We'll see. I've looked into insurance. I'm probably going to have to go back to UHC when I do get my Medicaid back, because bad as it is and shitty as UHC is, especially for my situation, they're about the best option. And I'm probably, even though I know there's some of you on here that would advise against it, I'm probably going to go with an HMO instead of a PPO, which is what I had last time. But the HMO, my copays will be cheaper, and hopefully my Part B will be cheaper as well. They're going to micromanage my care a little bit more, but I'm hoping that all the shit that I've got wrong with me, they won't give me too hard a time, you know, going to the doctor and getting done what I need to get done. And if for whatever reason it just doesn't work out, then I will have the option to switch back to the PPO. But basically, as long as the doctors that I'm seeing now, or well, that I was seeing and need to be seeing, are in network, I'm gonna go with the HMO and stick with it at least for a while, because I have to do something to get my costs down to try to make things cheaper. When I lost my dual complete, I lost that $217 food benefit card from United Healthcare, and I was buying, you know, at least 50%, if not more, of my groceries with that. I was buying, you know, I was buying my produce, my meats, milk, stuff like that with that, you know, canned goods. And I was nowhere near buying, you know, anything expensive. Store brand everything, the cheapest meat, you know, and that would, you know, do 50% of my groceries. I would get a box of corn dogs and a box of Hot Pockets on that, because it buys, you know, it buys frozen goods, it buys canned goods, fresh fruits and vegetables, meat, stuff like that. Dairy, you know, so I would get some of the stuff that Joey likes. I've been working harder over the past couple of months to wean him off of some of the junk that he eats. It's been very difficult because he just gets that junk at his mom's house. like she does not enforce healthy habits. It seems like she's been doing better. She has been doing better, but like he has to have a salad every day, usually at dinner here at my house, and if he won't eat it, he doesn't get any kind of dessert. I am not, nor have I ever been, a constant dessert guy. I would, I would do dessert on the weekends. I very rarely ever do it now, but he gets dessert every night at her house. So I try to get him, healthier desserts. Like right now, he's pretty stuck on no sugar added vanilla ice cream, and we get these Oreo cookies and cream ice cream cones. They're not super big, and they're not that bad. They're not super sugary, They're sugary, but they're not too bad. But he's got to eat a salad with dinner if he wants dessert, and if he doesn't eat his salad, he doesn't get dessert. That's my rule. But over at her house, he refuses to eat a salad, and he still gets his dessert, But she has conceded over the last couple of days that maybe I was right in my conduct with him and being more serious and forthright with him about his weight and his health, and my pushing him, not forcing him, but he does not have the option to not exercise at my house. He will exercise every day at my house. It's become a rule. And he has finally lost some weight, not much, but it's the first time his weight has gone down since we've been tracking it, and she had to bite the proverbial bullet and admit that I was right to an extent. So that's been good. And I told her, you have to be a little bit more firm with him. You have to stop, treating him like the world is made out of sprinkles and rainbows, and you've got to be more serious with him. You've got to explain to him the ramifications and the consequences if he doesn't start being healthier. I told her, I said, he paid attention when I looked at him and said, you could get diabetes if you don't lose a little bit of weight and if you don't change your eating habits. Because I have diabetes, and every day he's with me, he watches me take my insulin. And my son is deathly afraid of needles. And I told him, I said, if we don't change the way we do things with you, son, you're going to have to take a shot every day just like I do. And that really went a long way to making him kick his own self in the ass about being more serious. And he doesn't fight, he doesn't complain. But at the same time, she doesn't push him to do it. He's not going to do it. I told her, you cannot give him the option to not exercise when he's with you. So hopefully that's something that she'll start pushing on her weekends. I had him throughout the weekdays, and will still have him throughout the weekdays, although in the evenings, because he goes back to school Monday. So I'm going to try to keep him going forward, try to keep things going forward. And I'm just trying to limp along to till I can get coverage again, so I can, start going back to the doctors, checking my clock, my timer. Been a lot of other shit going on. My mom's not doing too good, She's had this issue going on with her legs now for months, and I'm really pissed off with the doctors that are handling it because she's been being strung on for months about getting things done. Supposedly they want to do a venous ablation on her legs, but they schedule it and then they reschedule it, and they schedule it and they reschedule it, and it still hasn't happened. And over the past couple of days, she developed an infection in one of her legs, and she was getting sick, and we were concerned that, you know, maybe she was getting septic like what happened to me. They came out here yesterday so that we could take Joey to his Meet the Teacher event so I could go meet his teacher. And my mom was not doing good. And I told him, I said, you know, as soon as you get us home, go to the ER. Go to the ER. You cannot play with this if it's sepsis. If you have sepsis, or even if it's beginning, you've got to catch it as soon as possible, because they're gonna have to start cutting shit off if you let it go. So she went to the ER last night. She went to the ER over in Putnam County, which I have reservations about, because the hospital out there is and always has notoriously been not great. And their ER is run by a hospital which is located in Orange Park that is also notoriously not great. That doesn't make sense. But they got her in there and they told her that you do have an infection, but it's nothing like sepsis. So they gave her some oral antibiotics and they sent her ass home. I was hoping they would at least keep her overnight and hit her with some hardcore IV antibiotics, you know, to knock the infection on its ass. But they did not do that. But my folks are trying to, you know, keep their medical handling of their medical issues over there in Putnam County, instead of coming out here with a much better hospital and much better doctors, because they already have to come out here, you know, to take me to the doctor and take me into town and take us to Joey's appointments. And it's really hard to schedule, you know, their appointments and all this other shit that has to be done on all the same days. And gas is already killing us. Gas has gone down a lot over the past couple of months. But, you know, for it to no longer be an issue for us with what we got to do right now, it would have to go down to $1 a gallon or less. And that's not going to happen. I am fit to be tied though over this, because gas and wear and tear on their vehicle has become such a, you know, it's been such a worry. And it can't be helped because I can't drive, and I've got nobody to take me and do the things I need to do. And, you know, I don't have insurance right now, so the ride solution thing isn't even an option. But when it was an option, it wasn't worth a shit. But, you know, they might take me to the grocery store and take me to some doctor's appointments. They wouldn't take me to take Joey to his appointments. And I've got nobody else. I've got nobody out here that can or would do that sort of thing. I've got one person, my one neighbor over there. He would do it, but he's a working man. You know, he's always on the go, doing 15 things at once. I can't ask him to be, you know, my taxi service. So I've got to be able to get back to the eye doctor. I've got to be able to get this surgery finished and get glasses. And every week that goes by that I can't, it's just so damn stressful. And this month is going to be a bitch, pardon my French, because I'm already, you know, down to less than $200. Mortgage is paid, and I paid my car insurance. I have not paid the electric bill water, phone, internet, none of that. And I don't know how I'm going to make it this month because this last weekend we had to do the passenger side brake caliper on my folks' Jeep and the brake pads, and that shit was ridiculously expensive. I paid $50 some for a set of front brake pads. The last time I bought front brake pads was for that Jeep like 5 years ago, and it was like $30. And having to buy groceries without that benefit card, it's like all the shit I went through with the mortgage has done nothing, because I don't have enough to go around, you know, to live on, to buy groceries, to put gas in the tank, and to pay the bills. Even after I got my mortgage knocked down, you know, it's like I feel like I'm fighting the hydra. You know, I cut one head off and two more arise to take its place, and it's so damn frustrating and so damn tiring. In fact, after I replaced the caliper on that, I took a little video, showed, you know, what I did, and explained how it works, and, you know, the fact that it put me in an unexpected hole. It was not unexpected. I knew this needed to be done, but we haven't had the money to do it. But last Friday, it was having braking issues again, so we had to do it. I haven't posted that video yet because I sound kind of desperate for help in that video. I'm sorry. I was really, really tired and in a lot of pain. Apparently, I cannot lie on my side on blistering hot concrete for a couple of hours like I used to and walk away unscathed. I still feel like I've been hit in the hip by a truck. But, you know, I said, you know, somebody out there would like to help out a little bit on GoFundMe. That would be really helpful. And I haven't posted it. I haven't tried to post that one yet, like I said, because I sound a little bit desperate in that video. And I just wanted to explain to y'all that I am a little bit desperate, but that's due to my wording and desperation in the video is due to my pain and tiredness and trying to figure out how I'm going to get through this month, because as it stands right now, I'm not. I am not begging for donations. I'm not panhandling. I've been accused before of being an online panhandler, beggar. I mean, I am asking for help. I am begging in a way. I'm not up here, you know, please give me money, please, please, please. I usually, you know, mention it at the end of my video, which I think I'm about to, because I absolutely hate it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth to ask for help, but I don't have anywhere else to turn, and there's no other options for me because I make too much money to get with all these different aid programs. I might be able to get help this month with the electric bill. Maybe. I'll try. And that always pisses me off because they say I make too much money, but I barely make enough to survive. And I don't have anything for emergencies, you know, like to fix their Jeep, to fix my truck or whatever. There's nothing. There's nothing extra. By the time bills are paid, groceries are bought, gas has been put in, there is nothing. There's nothing left. And I usually end up really having to squeeze before I get to the next month. And I made this video in my truck because I needed somewhere to sit and clear my head. And, you know, I'm an old school gearhead. This is like my fortress of solitude, sitting in my truck. But it's been tough, and I'm not quite sure where things are going yet. My folks' well pump also gave out this last week, and we're trying to figure that out. You know, when it rains, it pours. So that said, my GoFundMe will be in the description. And if anyone out there would like to help out and is able to help out, that's very important. Please do not, if you are, you know, not doing good, or you just got enough for you, do not waste any of your money trying to help my worthless ass. But if you are able to, and you would like to, would be much obliged, much appreciated. But if you are not, please don't worry about it. And if you just don't want to, I understand. No, you know, no harm, no foul. I get it. You know, if all you can do is like and share the video, that helps. Not monetarily yet, but, you know, the more we get it out there, the more potential I have to monetize it, even though when I do become eligible for monetization, it's still not going to really be anything. But it will be, you know, a step up. There'll be a little bit, you know, something. And unfortunately, I guess this is just my life, you know, until I can go back to work. And it cannot happen soon enough. It cannot happen soon enough.